The Meerkat and the Llama Mogul. There once was a llama who owned a vast empire of television networks and news websites. The media mogul saw himself as the omnipotent ruler of the city. He had no scruples in engaging in illicit dealings with politicians, the police, and even judges. His taste leaned towards ostentation. He thought to himself, yes, of course you would ogle at me. I have an impeccable fashion sense, you see. Look on with awe. He had an insatiable appetite for sports cars and limousines. He would often buy one on a whim. What sets me apart from people living an impecunious, impoverished life is that I can spend $1 million on a car if I feel like it. It is absolutely inconsequential to me. Anyone who saw his vast collection of cars coveted them. In an interview, he commented that his success was not due to luck but his ability to seize upon adventitious opportunities and to aggregate resources. He claimed that by being savvier than his competitors, he was able to outstrip his rivals. His life was perfect apart from one small grey cloud in the sky. His company was in litigation with a former employee, a meerkat called Rocky. This annoying little meerkat kept publishing articles about the llama and his company's business practices in the Meerkat Daily, a news website Rocky had set up. The meerkat claimed the company had discriminatory policies. They liked to hire from groups that were known to be tractable. The company was 80% sheep. Rocky also criticized the company for having a monopoly in the media industry. The meerkat's acerbic criticisms of his empire's hegemony and his gratuitous display of wealth did not bother the llama. He was a very important llama with a business to run. Such mundane things would not trouble him. Since he owned almost all the media outlets in the city, he was not concerned about the Meerkat Daily. The meerkat's attacks actually validated his success and reinforced the idea he was the true ruler of the city. I will kick off a publicity blitz and crush this little mammal in no time, he thought. He set up an interview so he could talk extensively about how inclusivity was one of the core values of the company. They hired polar bears, cheetahs, and other animals traditionally known to be independent thinkers, as well as sheep. The interests of the company were coterminous with the interests of its employees. They even have an employee engagement platform aptly named, We Listen. He said that in fact there was such a strong sense of camaraderie and solidarity at the company that employees were bawling their eyes out when they found out a belligerent former employee was litigating against the company. When Rocky saw the interview on television, he published yet another article on the Meerkat Daily. He declared the company's toxic work environment was inimical to employee morale. When he presented solutions to address deficiencies in the system, his managers chose to temporize and delay meetings. They then tried to browbeat him using intimidation. He left because he felt disillusioned. The meerkat thought his voice was just a small voice of dissent in a city where the llama controlled most of the media outlets. He wondered if anyone actually read the Meerkat Daily. He noticed there was always a big black car parked in front of his house. He felt he was in grave peril. But he would not surrender. He continued to publish articles on his website day after day. As he exposed more and more of the company's illegal dealings, prosecutors started to take notice. Investigations were launched, and the llama was found guilty of bribery, insider trading, and financial fraud. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison.